Hi guys, it's Elon with another video today. Here we are at the lake. It's a pretty nice view out here. I just ate the meal that I've made a video about. If you haven't seen that, you should check that out also. So today I'm going to show you how to make a quick makeshift stove out of this can of pinto beans. This thing originally had pinto beans and then we ate it, so now we have an empty can. So what you can do with it is make a stove out of it. And if you're comfortable with making a stove outside and you don't want to make a big open fire and you want to heat up something quick, this is the right tool for you. So I'm going to show you how you would cut this in order to make this a stove. So you need a knife, and remember to always be safe when using a knife and to cut away from you, and to make sure you're not cutting towards yourself or cutting towards others, and make sure to keep everyone else out of danger too. So I'm also going to keep this on a sturdy surface in order so it won't slip off and now I won't cut my finger. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to make a cut down here, kind of a big round cut over here, about this big, like 1 or 2 inches wide, so then I can put small sticks in, and that way the fire won't be put out, because I've tried this before, just putting a bunch of leaves in here without opening anything, and it goes out really quickly because there's no oxygen in order to keep the fire going. So I'm going to make a little bit incision right here, and then I'm also going to make an incision here, a cut 2 or 3, so that way if I put a pot on top of this, then it won't snuff out the fire also. So keep note that I'm not going to cut off this top ring, as it's going to also support a pot or something. So I'm just going to cut small holes here in order to provide ventilation, and then cut like one big one down here in order to put sticks and also provide additional ventilation. So I'm going to do that. Okay, so this is what your finished product should kind of look like. Now, it doesn't have to be exact, but as I told you, I have the 2 ventilation holes right here and 1 big hole in order to put all the sticks and twigs and leaves. Obviously, you can put leaves in from here, but it would be easier to put it from down here if you have a pot on top of here. So, some tips on cutting: you might want to have a stone to kind of tap on it, so that way it'll be easier to kind of cut it, because as I was doing this I was trying to apply a lot of pressure but it wouldn't go in, but with the stone it made my life much easier. Also, like, just keep in mind that this bends really easily. As you can tell, this is kind of warped from me trying to cut it because I put so much force on it. So when you finish cutting it, you can kind of like bend it back in shape if you would like. So also, you notice that there are a lot of sharp ends here. Be very careful with those. What I kind of do to kind of temporarily fix that is I kind of scratch it against the rock like this, and with that I'm kind of wearing down the tip, kind of like making it more blunt. So just keep doing that until it's pretty worn down, and then you should be good to go. See, it's less sharp than it was before, so just keep doing that until it's pretty worn down. But if you're a small child, I recommend you have an adult do this for you, because this is very dangerous to like work with if you're using a knife to cut this. And if you're cutting, remember to like keep it on a sturdy surface. Like, for example, I held it between my feet, but I made sure that I kept the knife away from my feet to make sure that I didn't get hurt, didn't get anyone else hurt. So now I'm going to try to test this and see if this works, to show you that this actually works. Okay, so here is kind of the stove filled up with firewood and leaves. So you don't need sticks that are that big, just tiny twigs. They'll light up pretty quickly depending if they're wet or not. Obviously, if they're wet and cold, it'll take longer. But here I have some leaves down at the bottom, so I'm gonna light these up and then start lighting the bottom of the fire, and then it'll slowly build up to here, and by then it'll be completely hot, and then it'll keep constantly heating, and you can add twigs from here, and if you have a pot on top, you can keep adding sticks from here. Okay, so this is what the mini stove would look like. You could put a pot on top of it. You could just have it if you're just like 2 people going on a trip, on a hiking trip, and you want to stay warm. And I mean, it's a really good way to stay warm. and to cook your food, just cook a little bit of food. I hope you guys enjoyed this video. Leave a like if you haven't, and like, share, comment, and subscribe. If you have any suggestions for what tutorials I should do in the future, just leave it down in the comments. Hit that notifications bell if you haven't, to keep up with my latest uploads, and also check out my other videos. And as always, thank you for watching. Until next time.